This is a demonstration of the new capabilities for component mass properties management in NX1926. This is a companion piece of functionality that goes along with our assembly mass properties management, and in particular lets us dive one level deeper, lets us dive into not just the properties or mass properties of components within assemblies, but also potentially, for instance, components that contain multiple bodies with unique materials, right? Multi-body parts or overmolded parts, for instance, or things like that, where there are multiple regions within a part that have unique materials. This may also be properties where you may be asserting properties individually per body within a single part, or fine-tuning which bodies are going to be part of the final product potentially, and which bodies within a part file might be construction bodies that should not be included in a mass roll-up. So in that context, let's look at this part right here. This is a single part here, as you can see. We don't know its mass status just yet, but we want to look at it. Okay. So in this context here in the Assembly Navigator, if we want to, we can come in to our Analysis menu. We can show our Mass Properties panels, and we'll kind of go into Mass Properties mode here for this part and take a look at it. You'll notice here that we've got the Mass Properties panel in the Assembly Navigator. We've had this since NX1899, but also in the Part Navigator. This is same toggle here is also toggling on and off a new Properties panel, Mass Properties panel in the Part Navigator as well. So what we can do here is either from the Part Navigator or from the Assembly Navigator here, we can update the mass properties of this part right here. And this will go out and do that, of course, update all the properties for all of the bodies in the part. And it's at 2986 right now, which I think is a little heavy for what this part is supposed to be here, from what they told us. So let's take a look at what's actually in the part, right? If we're looking at it in this history context, we can see quite a few bodies in here. Everything's unparameterized in here. But let's see what we've got, right? So we've got that big body there. Looks like there's 4 of something here. If we go look at those, okay, those look like a little threaded insert there that's in there. What are these up here? We've got a couple press fit rods, it looks like, that go in there. And then that guy, that's back down on that back side, okay. And then some other bodies, these guys in here. All right, so it might be easiest to go look at these bodies and understand what they are if we go into the body mode or switch into the timestamp. We're in our timestamp order right now. From here we can switch into the toggle into our mode here where we're looking at individual bodies. This is a mode that's been around for a while. It's particularly useful as we're looking at mass properties here. And so we've added a button down here on our mass properties panel to toggle between that timestamp order and the bodies mode here. So let's look at it in the bodies mode here. We've got 8 of those at least here that are part of our model reference set right now, right? And there's some more up here that are unused that are outside there. So what's up here? So those 4 inserts are actually not in our model reference set right now. So we can bring those in. Let's take a look at, let's do that. We'll grab those 4, we can drag those into our model reference set right here. And that makes them be part of our mass properties. Now, they don't have properties right now, it looks like, so we need to update that. If we open this just a little bit, we'll see some status. So let's do that. Let's update this part. That'll get all those guys. And they don't have a lot of mass right now. So let's go take a look at them. We got those 4 bodies right there. Actually, with one of those, let's see what it says. So it's got a bronze material string, but there's not a material assigned actually here. So this is it looks like an older part where they just assigned a name. So let's go actually give it some mass here. Let's grab those 4. Yep, that works. And we'll come to assign materials here, and these are going to be bronze inserts. So we'll assign bronze to those 4 bodies right there, right? There again, we'll delay the update on purpose. We'll poke the button, and there we go. And so those have got some mass now. That's good. Now there's another 0 here. These are these pins. Okay, let's look at those. Those are looks like brass inserts. Those pins. Similarly with no material assigned right now. So we'll grab those 2. Let's similarly go and assign brass to that guy. Okay. All right. So those have got mass now. That's good. This guy over here, what's going on with it? It does have nylon assigned, so that looks like that one's good. And we had this body up here. Let's look at that one. That one is ABS. Okay, so that one's got a material assigned as well. What are these guys up here? These look like you know what these look like are tool bodies that are either used to make those holes or used to maybe make adjacent holes in an adjacent mating part there. But at any rate, these are not supposed to be part of our final part here, right? So our mass right now, yeah, 3152 is a little high. That's not where it's supposed to be. So let's move these out of our model reference set. That'll take them out of the mass properties calculation. And as we do that, we see our total comes down there. There's our 2712 is where we should be. Okay. So with that, we've added some properties. We've updated, made sure things are up to date. We've moved some things out that shouldn't be there. We've moved some things in that should be there, right? And that's all good. One last thing we can do here, if we really want to, or if we know more, right? Say, if we, for instance, if these brass inserts here, right now the geometry of those is giving us this 036 kilograms mass. If we know that this really should be, say, 0.004 kilograms, right? Our suppliers told us that that's an accurate number, for instance. We can come down and start to assert, for instance, an actual mass down here for these inserts, for instance, right? And say that we want to, instead of using our calculated number, use our asserted number as we roll those up. So you see our mass start to come up. This is, again, at the body level now, we're starting to assert that. So we may come to this one as well. I don't need to double click that. Let's just come here and assert a mass for this guy. And again, choose this. So we're going to use this in the roll up. So that has increased our total part mass here, you see, to 2720. Similarly, if we come back over to on the assembly side here, right, and look at that, that'll give us our, oops, I missed. Oh, I have the pin selected there. There we go. There we go. Now we've got our roll up here as well, right? So this guy again is picking up now the individual assertions and measurements that are coming from the bodies in there, ignoring the bodies that are not in the model reference set to give us a good number now that we know we can use in our assembly to roll up. Okay, so again, diving one level deeper here, this is our component properties.